Good afternoon. So this is the last chapter, right? Okay. So the content wise also today we don't have that much to complete. Today chapter totally about innovation, and basically we are considering two things: this innovation process and the new product development process. That's it, right? So last week today, if I quickly refresh our mind regarding the last week's session. So the most of the areas that we have discussed last week today related to creativity. Right? Can you remember I have mentioned that creativity and innovation are two different things. Creativity is about the idea. Innovation is about the implementation part of the idea in your organization. Right? So today we are going to discuss about this innovation part. Right? Okay, so that's why today the chapter title also creativity converted to tangibility. That means the implementation part of the new idea. Right? So we are converting the idea into a product, actual product. Right? So now think and tell me when it comes to the real world, okay, we can find different innovative ideas. Right? Different innovation types. Because remember when I was explaining the creativity, I have mentioned that the creativity or the innovation is not only about new products. Can you remember? The innovation or the creativity is not only about the new product. So it can be a new method of doing a task. Right? It can be a finding a new market. Right? It can be finding a new sector of the existing industry. So there can be different types of innovation today. Don't misunderstand, innovation is not only about introducing a new product. Right? So even as employees, as leaders, if you all can come up with some new ways of doing different tasks, yes, it's innovation. Right? So as leaders, so that's what we want to focus on. Right? Sometimes we are not in the position to introduce a new thing, but if we can introduce a new method to do something or the task, then yes, we can consider it as innovation. Right? Let me show you all the different types of innovation. Put the first write down the chapter name, chapter 6, and creativity converted to tangibility. Last chapter. We have only, I guess, 10 or 12 slides to be covered. Then I will allocate a few minutes to discuss the group activity. So I guess we can conclude the lecture early. So in that case, you all need to give the attention and keep the concentration. Chapter 6. Creativity converted to tangibility. Here today you can find the types of innovation as I explained. Okay, here you can see it's not only about new products. Even new methods of production or new methods of doing a task, specific job or a specific operation, it's innovation, right? Then when it comes to the third one, opening of new markets, like finding a new market, right? It's also innovation, right? Then the development of new sources of supply for raw materials or other inputs. We can find out some substitutes to the raw material, right? So if we are using, just a simple thing, currently we are using one specific raw material, if the cost is around, per unit for the cost is around 1,500 rupees. So now one of the employees, okay, is coming up with a new idea for a substitute, like coming up with a new idea related to the substitute for the raw material. But then now, if the company can go with that particular substitute, per unit cost is only 1,000 rupees. Right? It's innovation. Then the creation of new market structures in an industry. Within an industry, if they can find a new structure. Like sometimes, for an example, this is just an example. If we consider automobile industry, this EV, electrical section, is a kind of a new segment, right? Yes. So no need to write down what is innovation, since we have written it in the last chapter. But I guess you all have notes. In that case, no need to write down again what is innovation, right? Now you all have the idea. Innovation is about the implementation part of the new idea, right? So in that case, no need to write down what is innovation. But it's better to write down these types of innovation. So according to this Joseph West Amsterdam, there are 5 types. So it's better to write down the 5 types. In the paper, sometimes I may like here, according to Joseph West Amsterdam, what are the 5 types of innovation? Right? As leaders, you all have to focus all these 5 types of innovation. You all need to encourage your subordinates to come up with all these 5 types, not only about like new products. So write down the 5 types. The thing is, if you cannot understand any type of an innovation, just ask for me. I will give some more examples. If we consider the second point, the introduction of new methods of production, just assume currently the organization is following a manual process or a manual method, and if an employee is suggesting a fully automated method or automated, like simply fully automated method, again in an innovation. My types of innovation. I will this and put a small remark also for the examination can be tested for 4 marks assigned question. I may ask, briefly explain 2 types of innovations with the appropriate examples, right? So if I'm expecting these answers, specifically I am mentioning according to Joseph West Amsterdam, mention 2 types of innovation. Then you need to definitely write down any 2 out of these 5 types with some examples. We can move on to innovation process. Also, new product development process. Innovation process. Right, okay. So now you see what is the innovation process. Okay. So here you all may wonder what you all have to learn these areas under leadership in like leadership skills in leadership skills and innovation. The thing is that if you all have an idea about innovation, then you all can encourage your subordinates to come up with innovation. As a leader also, you all can come up with new ideas, new suggestions to improve the operational performances. Right? That's the importance of having a brief idea about innovation and the creativity. Anyhow, creativity is really important. Plus, this innovation also is important for an organization as a leader. Also, it's really important, right? So here, you can see this is the innovation process. I will explain with an example. You can see the first step of this innovation process is idea generation and mobilization. If we apply this innovation process to out of those 5 types of innovation, to this specifically, if we consider about the new product development or introduction of a new product. Here I'm focusing introducing a new product, right? So if you consider the last slide, you can find 5 types of innovation out of those 5 types of innovation. But here I'm only considering the first one, introduction of a new product, right? So if we apply this process to that type of innovation, here you can see the first step is idea generation and mobilization, right? Here, what it's simply saying is, if we are in the process of innovation, okay, so first we need to have a creative idea. And that is the foundation of the very first step of this process, because they all can understand very basic things. In order to proceed further, we need to have an idea. Right? That is understandable. That is the starting point. Okay, idea generation and mobilization in the sense we are mobilizing the idea within the organization or within the relevant community. Right? Then the second one is advocacy, screening and experimentation. It's simply about it. So once we have the idea, then we need to further analyze and further we need to gain information regarding the idea, plus advocacy or experimentation in the sense with it. We need to take the consultations from the experts. Okay, we need to analyze the viability of the idea. Right? Whether this idea is feasible. Whether the idea is feasible or viable. Then, based on the opinions, based on the opinions and the advices, then we can select the specific product solution with the specification. Right? Because here we are introducing a new product, so solution in the sense the product solution. Okay? Not the kind of a solution for an issue. Here the product solution. Right? The product, specific product. So then we can finalize the specific product. Based on the advices, based on the actual experiments, based on the consultations, right? We can finalize the finalized product solution. Then the third step is it's about commercialization and marketing. Then we can communicate the ideas of the new product to the target audience. Okay, the commercialization. We need to spread it to the relevant audience. So the company is going to manufacture this kind of a product. Then the last point is diffusion and implementation. Diffusion means about this. We are spreading, right? The information regarding the innovation, even within the organization, even within when it comes to the main organization, per se, there are 2 parts: internal environment and the external environment. This different should be we need to consider when it comes to the diffusion, internal environment plus external environment. First, we need to spread the information and the technical specification, everything within the organization, and then we need to share it within the relevant parties who are existing in the external environment. Diffusion is kind of an idea which is related to spreading. Spread. That's a specific theory for diffusion of innovation also put it. So no need to go through those theories because for your levels, just no need to go in detail today. Kind of a basic knowledge is important. Basic knowledge is sufficient, right? So first put it here, no need to write down all these 5 steps, but put a small remark again for the since this is the main process. This area can be tested. So in the examination, put the slide number or just mention innovation process and put a small remark and be tested in the examination. That's it. No need to write down all the 5 steps. Example, just assume that if they want to introduce a new version of a mobile phone, what they do is first they come up with the idea. Okay, then they are going to mobilize it within the organization. Then they are taking the advisors from the technical expertise, engineers, and every related parties. Then they are finalizing the specifications related to the final version of the mobile phone. Okay, so all the product specification, then the process specification, everything. Like the product solution. How they are going to deliver the product to the customer. Like product specifications plus process specifications. Then they can commercialize and market the relevant new product, new version of the mobile phone. ඔගොල්ලෝ කලින් දැනගන්න එක launch කරන්න කලින් product එකේ යන information ටික ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එනවා. The commercializing and the marketing. Then diffusion and implementation, then they can actually produce the new version of the mobile phone and deliver it to the customer. Right? This is very simple process which is easy to understand. Right? Okay. So then I thought to add this innovation funnel because here I have added also So then this video. So there's something called innovation funnel, right here. So you all can, I know you all can understand the meaning of this innovation funnel. It's a kind of a mechanism or a technique, right? That organization can use to encourage innovation to them. So practically, when it comes to organization, how is settled, right? When it comes to organization, when we are analyzing the practical scenario of this, how it happens is, first read and see what is innovation funnel, and I will explain how it's practically happening. So innovation funnel is the mechanism that means a continuous sprint of innovative ideas and prototypes into the sample to them. It can be a 3D version, it can be actual product sample, right? Prototypes. Take the simple meaning, prototypes in the sense samples, right? Can be screened for viability. That means for that, in the practical scenario, how it happens is, there's a separate panel, right? So there's a separate panel, and just assume that they're operational level employees coming up with a new idea to change the way of doing his or her task. So then, openly put he or she can visit the panel and share the message with them, or send they can he or she can send an email to the panel, right? So then they are going through the idea and assessing the viability, right? Not only for the methods, but if they have an idea about a new product to add to their existing product portfolio, so then they can share that idea with the panel and they are assessing for that doing detailed assessment. And if it is viable, then they are taking the decision to proceed with that particular idea. Right? That is the idea of this mechanism, innovation funnel. Right? So if we consider the most innovative companies like Tesla, then Google, even for example, some more when it comes to Apple, probably they use this technique, right? Innovation funnel. So no need to write down any separate information or any kind of content under this innovation funnel. But today in the examination paper, right? So that can be a question. I may ask you to provide 4 answers. I may give some title of the topics and I may ask you all to provide some short notes. Right? As the last question in the, like, when it comes to this paper also put it, it's better to share this information with you all also. When it comes to the examination paper, there will be two sections. Section A and Section B. Right? In Section A put there will be a case study. Put it. There will be a case study and it's a compulsory question. Right? There will be a case study. That case study question is a compulsory question. There is no any selection, or you all do not have to, or you all cannot select any questions in the section A. From my input there, what I am doing is when it comes to like close to the examination, right, I am telling the chapter of the compulsory question. Right, that kind of a support I can provide. Exam එක ලඟ වුණාම මොකද මම දැන් කිසිම අදහසක් නැහැ කොහොමද පේපර් එක හදලා ගන්න නැහැ පේපර් එක හදලා ඉවර කරාට පස්සේ තමයි මම ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ first question එකේ chapter එක. I'm not telling the question areas anything. I'm just telling the chapter. Then you all can focus it because it's compulsory. The question is compulsory. Right? In the section B, listen will you put it? In the section B, there will be 6 questions. Out of 6 questions, you all have to attend 4 questions only. That's a selection. Right? Out of 6 questions, you all have to attend 4 questions. Each question, 20. Yes, each question mark assignment is 20. Right? So take it 10, 10, then 5, 5, 10, 8, 7, then 5. In that way, like there can be different marks assigned questions. But the total mark, mark is 20. Right? So this would be the structure for the examination paper. So what I was talking with like when it comes to the examination paper, the last question, question number 7. Right? Section B, there are 6 questions. So the question number 7, probably it's like based on, not based on. So usually it would be like, you all have to provide some short answers for the given title or the topics. That I may give 5 titles or 5 topics. Then you all have to provide short answers. Right? So if I have given there 5 areas or 5 titles, then the mark allocation is around 4. If I have only given 4, that means I have assigned 5 marks for each. Right? So in that particular question, this kind of area can be tested. So I may ask you to briefly explain innovation funnel. And I may include that title as a kind of a sub area under question number 7. Then you all can explain it briefly. And give an example and apply this to the practical scenario. That's it. Right? And for the batch coordinators, like when it comes to the last week of the study leave, okay, so just contact me, then I will tell you the chapter related to compulsory question. Okay, I'm going to be faster. Right? Okay. So now listen to this. This is the last part. New product development process. Right? So here, altogether, there are 9 steps. Sometimes you all have learned this when it comes to the operations management also. Right? So probably you all have gone through this process, new product development process today. Right? It's a kind of a main area of operations management under the main product and service design. Okay, probably you all have gone through this. Okay, right. So here, idea generation is there. Again, understandable, but here I want to highlight one thing today. When we are going through this each step, we need to understand how we can add the innovative ideas, innovative, like creativity. That is my target because I know you all know this process. In the idea generation today, right? So you all know, usually today what like when we analyze in the business environment and the common new idea generation process, what is happening is, so sometimes they may like take the feedback from the customers. Okay, then the marketing department may convey that particular message to the relevant areas of the company, and then they may think about the new idea, right? So in most of the cases, the starting point can be the end customer, right? So here in the idea generation for they as leaders, right? You all have to think about how you all can promote more new ideas, right? So this is totally about, again, after those 5 types of innovation, again, this is also about introduction of a new product with it. මෙතන කතා කරන්නේ methods ගැන, අලුත් markets ගැන නෑ. We are only focusing a new product. Okay? So the introduction of a new product to the market. Right? So that is important to take into mind with it because there are 5 types of innovation. Out of that, here also we are focusing the new product or the like innovation or delivering a new product to the market. Right? So then how we all think with it, how we can have more ideas. Right? So this is the foundation or this is the initial stage of this new product development process. As leaders, how we can have more creative ideas for the new products. How we can generate, how we can encourage our subordinates to deliver more creative ideas. This is about it, totally about new products. New product concepts, right? New value additions to the existing products. Sometimes adding some new features to the existing product. So how, like, from your just think and tell me with it, as leaders, how we can encourage, okay, like what kind of strategies that we can implement within the organization to come up with new ideas for new products. Oh. One thing is, yes, safety organization, but that would definitely they need to have a separate division. Sometimes they may like do it via the marketing and the sales department, or else but then sometimes they may like outsource it to external party. Nowadays, most of the time, that's what happens. So here we can focus in ideas from employees. So one is like continuous training and development. So sometimes we can like focus how we can enhance their capabilities and the cognitive capabilities. From the new one. Yes, good. But on the remote systems also that team motivated, right? So here, all the things that you all have shared with me are correct with it. But here, what was expected, here we can use that particular mechanism, innovation funnel. Right? So now you all have to link with the areas with the relevant topic. Here, now we are discussing about idea generation. So its innovation funnel is a very good platform. It's a very good mechanism to find out good ideas. Innovation funnel. Right? So like when I'm explaining with it, it's better to write down. Write down first this new product development process. Then here and there I'm giving some examples to convert these steps into more innovative steps. Idea generation. I'm not explaining. I just give how we can have more new ideas. Put a small dash and write down to the apply innovation funnel. Apply innovation funnel. This one. The point that we have discussed in last slide. Innovation funnel. Apply innovation funnel. So through that, they can expect more new ideas for new products. Then, yes, feasibility analysis, it's really easy to understand today. For the feasibility analysis, we can use different techniques like SWOT analysis. Even we have to conduct financial feasibility, market feasibility, right? There are different types of feasibility studies that we have to conduct. For that, we can use different frameworks also. One great example is the SWOT analysis, right? So we need to analyze the viability, feasibility of the ideas, right? That can be a very good idea, but if those ideas are not viable or feasible, then no point of like proceeding further, right? So then I'm not going to explain like that much, like kind of more things related to feasibility analysis, but I just want to take your attention for these 2 points: product specification and process specification. Here the 2 right here, these are the 2 steps for that the organizations are giving more attention to the product and the process design, right? Because now they have the specific idea. After the feasibility analysis, just assume they have concluded that, or they have recommended that particular product solution or the new product to proceed further. So it's viable enough or feasible, right? So there's no any issue with the feasibility of the idea, right? So then the next 2 steps are product specification and the process specification. Product specification is simply, I will first explain, it's simply about the like finalizing the final characteristics and the features of the product. We need to like design the features and the characteristic of the product. Process for the last voice. Process specifications in the sense, we are like finalizing the specific processes for them. Because if we want to deliver the product, we need to follow different processes, production processes, right? So we need to finalize the features, again, features and the facility layouts related to those production processes, right? So here also we are designing the process. We need to first specifically select the production process type, and we need to finalize the design of the process. Then we need to like, if we consider the product design with it, so it's a kind of a very important step in this whole new product development process, because that is the place where we can develop a cost-effective product. Why I am telling you that, still I am in these 2 steps. In the product specification, I have mentioned that we are like finalizing the features and the characteristics of the product, right? So then, as leaders, as managers who are taking the decisions in relation to these final products, so you all have to be like more knowledgeable, and you all have to like, when you are selecting a specific product design to the product for that, you all have to think about the product simplification. You have an idea about product simplification. These are the critical areas that you all have to pay your attention. Product simplification, value analysis, product simplification. Just assume that there's a product, okay? And like according to the initial design of the new product, we have to use 5 components. Right? Different 5 components in order to assemble it, right? But if we have a kind of a good knowledge regarding the product simplification for that, then we can reduce it into the, this is just an example, 3 or 4 components. So then through that, now like according to the initial product specification or the product design, they have to use 5 components to assemble the product. But after analyzing further for that, if someone can, okay, this is the importance of like creativity, right? If there's an employee who can come up with a suggestion to show that, all right, okay, so with 4 components, we can assemble this product. So it's a kind of a significant cost saving today. Product simplification. Through that, the organization can save the cost per unit. Right? So the creativity matters these points within these points. If they are taking the involvement of the different subordinates, followers, or the employees in different levels with it, so they may come up with new ideas. Because these concepts like product simplification are really important for organization in terms of reducing the cost and improving the profitability. Right? So then, here I just want to add this point also with it. There's a new concept called, this is also kind of a platform where leaders can encourage to come up with more innovation or the creative ideas. When they are designing the product with it, right? So now they can apply a concept called concurrent engineering. Concurrent engineering. Previously with it, what happened? So the marketing, the individuals from marketing department, they are like searching or they are finding the feedback from the customers and they are passing those messages to the designing team. Then designing team, like they are designing the product and then designing team sending it to the engineering team. Then engineering team sending it to the production department. Process right? In the concurrent engineering, what it suggests is it's better to do all these tasks like in a combined manner with it, simultaneously, parallelly. It's better to do all these things parallelly. Let me show. Here, this is the previous process with it. Right? So, it's a process. According to the concurrent engineering or concurrent designing with it, individuals from marketing department, engineering department, designing department, even from the production department, okay, they are mutually discussing the idea. And when they are like combinedly or collaboratively discussing these things with it, then they can like come up with different ideas. Alright, it's a good idea. So why we cannot improve this idea like this? So at the end, they can come up with the most viable and most creative idea. Okay, when it comes to the first step, not the first step, the first process. But in the concurrent designing project, they can assess different individuals, like different ideas. Right? So this is also very good platform to come up with new ideas. They can use concurrent designing to the product specification. So write down this with it. Write down the second one as feasibility analysis. For that, I'm not going to give any note. Then write down the third step as product specification. Put a small character write down to say. Organizations can apply techniques like product simplification. Within brackets, write down with it. For the product simplification, we use another term called value analysis. අපි කියන්නේ ඊළඟ point එක නෙමෙයි product. Okay, the product simplification is another term, value analysis. Okay, then put a comma. Prototyping. Sorry, concurrent engineering. Concurrent engineering. Don't write prototyping, sorry. Concurrent engineering. Organization can use techniques like product simplification, then concurrent engineering in the stage of or in the step of product designing. Product designing. In the step or in the stage of product designing. Right? That means here. Then write down the process specification for them. Process specification. Then here let me show some examples for that. This is kind of a very good example for product simplification. Carefully go through this. I have explained what is product simplification, and from this exhibit you can understand what is product simplification. How the organization can save cost and the time through product simplification, value analysis. So you can see here like how the product is getting simplified. Right, the component wise also it's getting simplified. See the time consumption also. Initially it was 84 seconds, then 12 seconds, finally it's only 4 seconds. So see the impact on the overall efficiency. So that is, those are the places as managers with it that you all have to pay your attention. Then put here, when it comes to the product designing, just I'm not going to in detail discuss today. Definitely you all have gone through these areas when it comes to the operations management. So we can use the technologies, right? So computer-aided designing, then computer-aided engineering, computer-aided manufacturing, totally. So we can do the designing part via technologies, right? So yes. As well as now we are like talking about innovation and the creativity in it. So plus nowadays the customers are informed and they are giving kind of attention for the environment friendly products or the sustainable products. So in that case, when we are like designing the products also, it's better to give the attention for those aspects, right? So here you can see like how the organizations can design their products via these different techniques. Okay, so all these areas are related to environmental friendly products today. When we are designing the product, so we can like think about okay how we can develop a product which is environmental friendly. Right? So yes, for the examination I won't check, right? This is for your information only. Right? So then before moving on to the last slide, there's only one slide with it. Before moving on to the last slide, write down the remaining steps to the prototype development in the sense sample development. For this, organizations can use 3D technologies, right? Even actually they can produce prototype in the sense sample development. Then write down design review. Reviewing the design of the actual sample. Here design review in the sense reviewing the design of the actual sample. From the prototype we can have the actual sample. So here we are reviewing the characteristics, features of the actual sample. then market test, product launch, and taking the feedbacks and evaluations. Right, okay. So now put it here. So in the examination paper, put their name. Yes, this area can be tested. So from your end, let me explain how I'm going to check this area. Right? I will ask you all to explain the new product development process. Here you all need to be really careful when you are like understanding the questions with it, because we have discussed about creative idea generation process, innovation process. This is about new product development process. You all need to give the attention to the terms, right? If I'm asking you all to explain or discuss the new product development, NPD process, then you all have to develop or build your answer based on this process, right? So then you all have to write down all these steps with small explanations with it. And you need to definitely explain each of these stages with an example. That's just as simple. You all can explain in the examination paper. Assume ABC company is going to introduce a new product to the market, right? Then the new product, you can mention the new product is this, right? Then you can explain how they are like going to generate the idea. Then in the next step, just mention how they can do the feasibility analysis. They need to do a financial feasibility analysis, then market feasibility analysis. For that, they can do SWOT analysis. Briefly explain what is the meaning of feasibility analysis, assessing the viability, right, of the new ideas. Then explain what the organizations are doing in product specification. Briefly explain each stage with an appropriate example with it. The ABC company is going to introduce a computer. Then expect how they can like follow these steps. That's it. ABC company की produce करने computer के example है हम step पे करके apply करके ले आना. Right? So you all have to always explain and apply a practical example. Right? So in the examination paper, question itself, it's like asking you all to explain the new product development process, okay, with appropriate examples. Appropriate example. Examples නැත්නම් explanations නැත්නම් ඔබ මේ නම්යම හරියට ලියුවා කියලා උපරිම ලකුණු 10ක ප්‍රශ්නයකින් ලකුණු 4ක් 3ක් හම්බෙයි. right? Steps ටික ලියුවා. steps ටික මතක තියාගෙන ලියුවට 3ක් විතර හම්බෙයි ලකුණු. right? Okay. So then there can be a 10 marks assigned question from this area, right? Yes. Here also it's a kind of a name area that I decided to include here because here also it's kind of a good platform where organization can come up with new ideas with it. Right? Something called quality function deployment. Quality function deployment. Simply in the quality function deployment, what organizations do is that converting customers' requirement into a product. Right? So if they want to introduce a new product to the market, what they do is they're searching the feedbacks and ideas from the customers. They're figuring out the real requirements of their customer base. Then they're converting their customer's voice into a product. Right? So here from the quality function deployment, what they do is they're converting their customer's voice, customer's requirement into a new product. Right? So here you can see for that the framework that they use is house of quality. No need to go through any of these areas. This particular concept, quality function deployment, again, you all can include in the step of product specifications and the idea generation. In both steps, you all can use this quality function deployment. Right here, again, let me explain. When it comes to this process to say, what I'm telling is, I have mentioned in the quality function deployment, what organizations do is, they are actually like doing market research and they are like figuring out the real requirements of the customers, their customers, and converting the customer voice, the customer's real requirement to a new product. Right? So now they are like converting the customer voice into a new product. So it's also new idea. But in that case, they can use to generate new ideas. Like if they want to generate a new idea, they can use this quality function deployment. Customer base එකට ගියා, customers ලාත් එක්ක කතා කරලා real requirement එක හොයාගෙන ඒක convert කරනවා new product idea එකකට. Right? Quality function deployment. Not only that, but in the product specification also, in order to add the real features, the actual features, characteristics to the new product, they can use this quality function deployment. Because that is the place where they can find actual requirements of the customers. If they want to like deliver a more attractive product to the market, right? So they can use quality function deployment because there they can find the actual requirements of the customers, what the customers are looking for, right? Most appropriate characteristics for the new product. A steps දෙකේදීම you all can use quality function deployment. අර කියපේවට අමතරව one product specification එක I have mentioned this concurrent engineering, then product simplification, those things. Plus we can use quality function deployment also. So it's better to write down quality function deployment technique under the idea generation and the product specification. For another technique that leaders can use to come up with more new ideas. Right, okay. So, if that was the content, is it video? Yes. So now listen. I will give 2 minutes quickly finish writing the notes and everything. So I guess by 5 p.m. we can conclude the lecture today. I just want to have another 30 minutes to discuss the group assignment and time allocations and everything. So then I'm not going to give a break, okay, during this 30 minutes. So we will wind up the lecture by 5 p.m. Right? Okay. So now listen. I need to have here, first, if I consider intake 16, how many groups are there? You have sent me there are around 12 neighbors. Let me open the document. Yes, let me check first. Group 1, EAU Edil Singha. Then Pitagara Nebude. Yes, I guess Pitagara. Then Kaushalya. Kaushalya, sorry. Then Madhushankar, the Madhushankar. Dharma Singha and four. How many? But PK, POU, MIMAK, and you were so altogether there are 6 members. So you just send me the article. No need to inform you what I have informed them. Within tomorrow, just send me. Now you need to send it because in order to proceed, you need to take my confirmation. Right? Okay. So let me check. Then group number 2. Group 1 article pending. Right? So group number 2, Nishanka, Saifullah, then Musarraf, Siddharth, Prakash, Arasal. Really sorry if I'm pronouncing the names incorrectly. Arasal, yes. Yes, today. How do you think Prakash? Yes, I have this in the article. Then you have sent me a revised today. I have given the confirmation. Group number 2 done. Right? So they have sent me the. Three, Devini, Teja, Urasiri, Gamarge, Sarthi, everything. Then group number 4. Visaranayaka, Madhushika, you have sent me the list. Then group number 4, EMG, Visaranayaka, Madhushika. Okay. So right, okay. So give your admission today. DMD Disanayaka, Madhushika, Taruka, Malisha, Tennacord, Somadasa. At least raise your hand to the name. No need to, I don't think that all the members are here. You can even matter. So did you send me the article to them? Did you receive the confirmation? Right, okay, done. Let me check in the email, Pute. When it comes, I will come to 17B exception. Pute, who has sent me the email, Daru? Can you remember? Oh, they will see you that matter group again. मैं search कर मैं finalize कर गानो ने हाल क्या पुते. So then group number 5. Altaf, then Asin, Kumari, Vijayaratna, Seniviratna, Jayathilaka Dharmaratna. Did you send me the document, Pute? Who sent Pute? Devmini. Yes, received. So then group number 6. Patabandi, Vikramarachi, Alvis Pereira, Mayura Paksha. Did you send me the document with it? Email address? Nabika. What the other day with? But how many citations are there for this research article? Citations, Pute. Just check and tell me, right? So I don't have a time to search in the internet now. Search the number of citations. So this is a published document, that is true. Okay, no problem. And see the citation, Pute. If there are like significant number of citations, then I can give you the approval to proceed. Just check and tell me. Right, okay. Group number. Then 7, Chamika or Chamika. Then Mushtaq, Rashid Ahmad, Apuhami. Apuhami kiwa hari ne ma itne den. Yes, Pute. Tanuddara. No one from that group. No one. Vikramarachi, Pattapendi, Alvis, Pereira. Sorry. Chamika, Mushtaq, Rashid, Ahmad, Apuhami. Tanuddara, Apuhami. Nata kawulu. Pute Prakash continue. Ask Chamika to contact me Pute. From group number 7. Chamika the. Send kara the shuwa ne da. Okay, Chamika dewe. Devmini Chamika the. Then group number 8, group number 1, Viduranga, Matapattu, Chamon, Chatumini, Vijay Singha. Everyone good there. How they wait? Avishka. Yes, receive. So then group number 8 also fine. Then group number 9, Karnaratna, Dimesha, Puma, Silva, Mallavarachi, Pereira. Did you all send me this article? Eminata. I'm not giving you time, at least till tomorrow. Within today, you all need to send me the article. Okay, so then I will provide the approval. Okay, so within today, no further extensions. Okay, group number 10. Eva Vitana, Gunavardhana, Chandrasekhara, Chetana, or Chetana. It Then group number 11. Ratnayaka, Pereira, Dulashita Pute. Dulashini. Dulashini Ratnayaka. Last group, Hansagi, then Hetiarachi, Di Silva, Disanayaka, Tenoko. Achini. Sorry, Sachini Kaudapute. Sachini Disanayaka. So group number 1 also shared with me the document. Let me give you the approval. Would you send me an email also? Send. With the Ravika Pataman, you are from which group? Group number? 5. So tell me the number of citations with them. Otherwise, I can give you the approval because the title is, when I'm going through the title, it's acceptable with it. You all can proceed, right? Tell me the number of citations because it's about future trends in leadership development practices and the crucial leadership skills. Because it's like publication in a journal of leadership, accountability and ethics. So it's acceptable. It's a published article, so it's acceptable. Right, okay. So then 17B exemption with it. So 6 groups. Put them on the email email. I have received the WhatsApp document but didn't receive the email. Within the same email, can you send me the number of citations? Then I will provide. Send me the number of citations in the same email. Then I will give my confirmation. Okay. Group number 1 also will be sent again. I forward the email. But they don't use this. Send me within today again, proof number 1. Okay, you need to send me the document within today or no before 11:59 p.m. Right. So let me move on to 17B exemption. So how many student groups are there in your intake? 6, ne? So group number 1. Online students, Pute. So online students, Pute, can you all hear me? Pute, drop a message to WhatsApp group and ask them to respond to me.
Yes, madam, we can hear.
All right, okay, Pute. So you all are from 17B exemption and from group number 1. So
Yes.
Pute, one thing I just want to clarify. So did you all send me the article? Pute,
Yes,
please
madam.
be quiet.
We sent already.
Pute, can you send, tell me the email address or a kind of a name of the student who send me the email?
Udayanga Mihira.
Udayanga.
Yes.
Udayanga Mihira.
Yes.
Am I right, Pute? Udayanga Mihira?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes, Pute. Yes, I have received it. Okay, then no problem, Pute. So I will share the schedule with you all within next week. So then you all can do the presentation via online. Okay?
Okay, madam.
Okay, Pute. Right. Okay. So then group number 2. Name? Sir. Group number 3. Name Pute? Gavini. Repeat Pute. Group number 4. I can remember Pute. Yes, I have to repeat. Then group number 5. Unity. Right, okay. Last group. Name Pute? Ishan. Right, okay, Pute. So that means all of except 2 groups, all of you all have sent me email articles and I have provided the presentation also for the you all can proceed. Now carefully listen. Next Saturday you all do not have lectures. Right? 3 to 6 you all do not have lectures. Online students put this information for you all also. You all do not have lectures next Saturday from 3 to 6, right? Because you all have requested an extension for the assignment submission. In that case, we are taking the presentations on. This is the final decision and the final schedule for that. So we are going to take the presentations on then 25th, right? So altogether there are 18 groups. First 9 groups, you all have to I will tell the order. First 9 groups, you all have to present the presentations on 25th, Saturday, from 3 to 6:30. Just be flexible because we have to take 9 presentations, right? So then the next 9 groups, the last 9 groups, you all have to do the presentations on February 1st from 3 to 6:30, right? So the schedule is something like this, Bute. 6 groups from MOH, not MOH, sorry, Bute, 16 intake and 3 groups from 17B EXP. First 3 groups, first 6 groups of 16 intake and first 3 groups of 17B extension batch need to do the presentations on 25th. Kisima change එකක් නැහැ, right? This is the final schedule. First 9 group, 9, not 9, sorry. First 6 groups of 16 intake and first 3 groups of 17B exemption. You all have to do the presentations on 25th January. Then the next 6 groups of 16 intake, that means group number 7 to group number 12. And the last 3 groups of 17B exemption, group number 4 to group number 6. You all have to do the presentations on 1st of February 2025 from 3 p.m. onwards. Right? So that is the final schedule. But do you need to clarify anything? Yes, it's like, yes, Pute, my advice, just you all have to come, but what will happen, Pute, if you all have the main attendance, probably you all may not attend for the main presentations, but my advice is to attend for the presentations. It's up to you, Pute. You all can decide. Because I'm considering the present, like your attendance, Pute. I'm considering the known presentations that the attendance have there, I will like to only. Target in the Hamadama American Avilla, at the Gota Dana Vitara Navy, not decide, but I'm not delivering the content. It's up to you. But I'm considering it for that agenda. Understood, Pute? Right? So, do you need to clarify any other thing? Didn't get the sign machine, Pute. So what is the pain point? What is so then if you find out the session, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So you all have to read them and the basics, like basically read them to inside the number of lives. Anyhow, you all have to limit or conclude the presentation within 20 minutes. Present. 6 members are getting average 6 members, so you have to present. Right? All the members need to present and everything has the last questions asked. Right? So, yes. And then for the presentations, don't bring papers. Okay, you all have to present. Don't read the presentations. Right? I'm not expecting reading now you all are in third first second, so you all have to do actual presentation. Not a reading session. Please. Right? So practice and come. Again, confidence right? Don't bring papers. Okay, for with this, then we will wind up the session for today. Thank you very much. See you all on 25th. Online students, good day. You all can leave. I have winded up the session. If you want to clarify anything, you all can contact me. And other thing, good day, like when it comes to the last session, so you all can contact me, right? So via online, just raise your all the questions, everything. Then I will give you the answers, right? So we'll allocate the final date that is February 1st for have a small discussion with the online students. Okay. So say like this time today, like this time in the sense. While you are preparing for the presentations, if you have missed any note, right, ask the notes from your colleagues who have attended to the lectures physically and maintain the proper notes. If you want to have notes from my end also today, don't be hesitant, just directly contact me, then I will provide you the necessary direction to have the notes, okay?
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay, Buddha, thank you very much. Okay, thank you.